Hey guys, it's me, Lauren Duke, and I get to talk to you today about sharing your story and how that can be really powerful. Before I start, I may get emotional because this is something that was very difficult for me to even open up about. But once I did, it unlocked a lot of doors that I had closed for myself, and it allowed me to open up myself to others. Excuse me. Those who know me well know that I'm pretty closed off, and I build up walls and I don't let people in, very few people, and then those people I hang on tight to the point of probably pushing a little bit away. So it's interesting that I forgot to do the video today. I legitimately forgot. I'm not sugarcoating that. But this morning on Thursdays I have Bible study, and whether you're a believer or not, this, I believe, was the reason I didn't do the video. Because I was supposed to go to Bible study today and I was supposed to hear the lesson because it really, really spoke to me. The first thing I want to remind you all in this group, on our team, wherever you are in life, is you're not there by chance. You are put there for a purpose. You have a greater purpose than just being on this earth. Whether your gift that you give back is to your children, to your family, or your homemaker, do you have another job? Do you volunteer? Whatever it is that you do, we have purposes that we're put here on this earth to fulfill. And for me, I truly believe that for at least this point in my life, that's Beachbody. So a little background before I keep going. I grew up the fat kid, and if you don't know that about me, excuse me, it might shock you. Some of you have already heard this. I was the fat kid. I grew up with asthma, and back in the late 70s and 80s, the only way to treat asthma, or severe asthma, was hospitalization, steroids, inhalers, nebulizer treatments, and that was my life. I couldn't do sports. I couldn't run the bases playing softball without heaving over with an asthma attack. Allergies, dogs, cats, grasses, whatever you can think of, I'm allergic to it. And so it was very difficult to just be a kid. But also, my family is not small. Not big either, but we're just not small. And so it was, we're a family from the South, and I was taught to clean my plate. And my dad only liked probably 5 recipes, and all were butter-soaked, really bad for you, and he was stuck on those recipes. And so that's the way I grew up eating, was down-home Southern cooking, and made from scratch, and you licked your plate clean or you got in trouble. At some point, though, I really didn't like meat. I didn't like the way I felt about myself. I decided when I was 15 that I was going to take charge of my nutrition. Didn't know anything about nutrition. And I decided to become vegetarian. Cold turkey. Just stopped eating meat because I didn't really like it. And to me, meat meant fat. Don't know why, just did. I was 15. I mean, I knew everything, right? So I stopped eating meat altogether. Excuse me. My parents didn't support it. They said, we're not going to make 2 meals for our family. You can make your own food. And I said, fine. So at this point, I could drive with a driver's permit, or I could make a list from my mom. And I bought a book called The Fat Book, and I memorized the fat content of everything, and I stuck to those specific things, those portion controls. 12 rolled gold pretzels is a serving, and I would savor every little bite because it had 0 fat. So that began a downward spiral. And the summer of my sophomore year, this is when it started. So from the time school started, my sophomore year, until my birthday in March, I went from a size 14 to a size 2. It was a drastic weight loss. Never could run. It was only walking and limiting my food to 0. I was 0 out every day. This was something that I controlled. It was selfish. At that time, though, there was nothing else that I really could control in my mind. So all of a sudden people liked me and I was getting noticed. And there were a lot of things that changed in my life, and I thought for the better, when in actual fact they were superficial and they weren't real. I didn't really have real friends. I didn't know how to have them because I closed myself off for so long. But I had a boyfriend and we did everything together, and I was a straight A student, and I won a beauty competition, blah, 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 got into my school. But I didn't really know me. I didn't have a plan from one day to the next other than show up to class and do your best. I was literally dragged to an interview for the summer camp where I met my husband. I had no plan other than summer school. I just went through the motions. I just did what was expected of me and didn't really have any vision. None. I was gonna graduate from college and no plan. And I believe God put not only Ozark in my life, but Chris in my life to give me direction. So, fast forward. I never wanted to share that dirty, ugly part of me or that weakness that I had. And so I didn't. I didn't let people know that because I was told people wouldn't, don't tell that because that's uncomfortable. Don't share that because you might turn people away. That's not really a subject we talk about. All that stuff. And so I didn't. But one day, it's almost been a year. No, it's been almost 2 years because I shared it when I was a brand new diamond. And I just decided to be real. One day on my page said, you know what, if anybody gets where I'm coming from, I understand. And just doing that one thing freed me up so much. It was like a weight had been released. I'm not telling you to go out and share your deep, dark secrets, but I do believe that you are put in this business, on this team, with this opportunity for a purpose. And that is to reach out to people, even though it might be the most uncomfortable thing you have ever done in your whole life, and you're scared of what people say. You know what? Once I put it out there, I wasn't scared anymore because it was out there. It was real. It was raw. It might have been shocking to people, but the response I got was precious. The relationships and just the ability I gave other people to share themselves was more than I had ever imagined. And from there, it has allowed me to reach out a little bit more, invite a few more times, have those deep conversations, and understand where someone's coming from because I've been there. So, when I went to Bible study today, this is what we talked about. My life is never left to chance. It's not a mistake you're here. It's not a mistake at all that you have this opportunity. Zero mistake. Zero mistake that I forgot the call, forgot my video. Someone else needs the victory of your story. Someone else, not just you, someone else is waiting for you to share what you've learned, what you know, maybe what you're feeling with them so that they have someone who gets it, someone who understands them. One of the most impactful messages I got was, your page saved my life. And I was like, what? I'm a dork. Like, you know me, makeup is like a once every 2 weeks thing for me. And I saved someone's life. And maybe she was being dramatic, but maybe not. Maybe something spoke to her. Maybe she found hope. Maybe she found comfort in the fact that somebody else got it. So, you are brought through events and lessons and given an inheritance. We'll go back to that. And a purpose that is useful and perfect. What's an inheritance? Okay, you might be watching this and going, well, it's money. It's stuff. It's something that you were gifted to do something with. It has a purpose. It's not just, I'm going to give you $5,000 and it's going to sit there. What are you going to do with it? It is something given to you for you to do something else with it. So you're given an inheritance. Are your kids your inheritance? They're given to you. What are you going to do with them? How are you going to teach them? The gifts you give to someone else, is that your inheritance? Think about what you have. That lesson you have is your inheritance, and you're given that lesson and that story to do something with it. And if you don't share it and if you don't do something with it, it loses its luster and it loses its shine. Nothing is by chance. Nothing. The other thing that I really loved is, let me get this right. I wrote down notes and I want to make sure I got it right. We're assigned a field, right? We're assigned something to tend. So our page, our list of contacts, whatever that is. And we're assigned to tend to them. But you know what? We're not the only ones in the field. There are other people that come alongside us. That's our team, who are there for a similar purpose. And they get it. They want to do the same thing you're doing. You're surrounded by encouragement, by accountability, by like-minded people. So you're never alone. You can never feel like you're stepping out into an empty stage and nobody's listening. Because that never happens, right? You're always with somebody. So this is the last thing I want to leave with you. I want to make sure I get it right. So I'm sorry I keep stopping, but I want to make sure I get it right. Everything you will need to fulfill the purpose you have, you already have. You lack nothing. Let me say that again. You lack nothing that you will need to fulfill your purpose. You've already been given the compassion, the talents, the knowledge, the story. What you do with it, the inheritance you've been given, that's up to you. But just think that there's never just a you. It's always a we. You will never just be the only one who's gone through something. You will never be the only one who gets it, because we all get it. And you're going to meet other people who are drawn to you because you had the guts and the courage to share your story. That what you might think is ugly is going to be beautiful to somebody else. So, I'm leaving you at that. Your story is a gift to someone else. It has a purpose. You have a purpose. And nothing is by chance. So remember that as you are having conversations with people, as you are learning what your business is to you, as you are becoming the CEO of something that is uniquely yours. What do you want to do with this gift? What do you want to do with this inheritance? How do you want to use it? It might be a stretch for some of you, but for me it makes total sense. It's not just you hitting a rank. Think about the people you touch by reaching for that sparkly diamond. Just think about it. It's not just those 12 people. It's hundreds. It's everyone in your challenge group who you helped. Those 12 people are just the ones who decided to join you and have something to share and something they want to give to somebody else. You're not alone. They're joining you in your field. They're joining our field. So, I want to encourage you today, every day, to embrace your story and to use it to change someone or to give someone else hope. There you go.